Memo watching na memo akwa ba Enfambra Nnawotwi adwumadie so ewa Adom TV if you Adom TV try ho ewa sempa 94.7 FM baby awo wo hwe ana wotie bia no yeda se se wode wafidi ato ha o ba beka ye ho na ya dwenje oman Ghana ho se ne be ya oman Ghana ne ye che ye de ye nyaye ene oman we ebetumi akọ nanim na Nnawotwi onim se nsem bebre NSC beto dwa se o hwe statistical service omo se bebi omo ye ya na se Western North any greater Accra mema and omo de home de pa na to just say over mema ya ware 8 10 omo 8 and atwim pana we achi no nsem bebre na ba ye yenim se TEU Teachers and Educational Workers Union so declare a strike our marshals here cost papa if it's almost say aban into your tier 2 pension allowances and more fund managers again or more buying so betray or more allowances be a maye and almost as buying into ya or munyankwe juma and so so many labor unions and I say almost be joining strike way na no munso na yenim say TUC na no betray mu na watwe mu omo nsem betu just omo ma aban ANM for be say on fan 15% VAT or the auto electricity consumption so wanye ne saa on be for ho adwen na Nnawotwi we mu omo hie mu de nsem bitu dwa den nsem a woni entena ebebie mu ema won so watumi ate ase sansensem we ene de nsem bebre aba na Nnawotwi we mu NPP party ankasa odi aban we ba no omo national organizer de atu dwa se ebe ya anka aban saa 15% VAT or the auto electricity consumption above the lifeline or so no onhwe enyimfi ho as well as another VAT and tax out there about omo fi say enkuyi no onhwe no nyimfi ho no mu nsem no ye behwe na yatena na yadwendwen ho yiye na wotwe we am so beto dwa na wotwe etwa mu NPP ko primaries ekoto aba edema omo parliamentary candidate e obabi omo ankasa omo MPs tena na eno no ensem edu to dwa na nya asem ketwa 28 of certain MPs ade a ya to atia omo a parliament we twam a omo nsan entumi ba parliament bi na eno no bibisa se ha the MPP in parliament there because omo lose 28 of the experienced MPs again and so ko kan number almost I imagine so omo nkobium ko yenim se yewra o se che min sabonso e de to dwa se onkobium nti ono no wanjina kra ono ene Canada Japan ne ebi mu o man nkobium ne 28 so omo so nyamba biom no the how bebre a party no eno ene ne yebesi nkonya ne ya discuss ya dwendwen ho se sa 2018 plus omo so omo nkobium eno no then so de benya on the party again sa VAT a omo de aba se your friend no emissions tax no honsem abba bebre ba ma party ne na no atum say sa emissions tax any VAT on electricity consumption no aban twinsan no eno eno mun sem no etesen ye ba besindwa na anankonya na ya dwendwen sansem mienu we ho omo amne ombedi dwumen e wo studio ha me wo honorable Daniel Ashiama or a former MP for Buem constituency. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning.
Bibi abokode me hoye.
Bokode nye bokoba we ni de.
Okay. Ora kwesi Iyamwa Abedu your policy lead, climate finance and energy transition. Ono so ora bibi aboko.
Bibi aboko.
Great. Ye need akwan say yesebeka Nana Kwadwo Eje Yeboa, member of the NPP's national communications team and who say cancer ha Dr. Richmond Nnawotwi banking consultant obe join here via Zoom. Samuel Amoa deputy national PRO GPRTU on us join here Zoom. Your friend Samuel Kojo on behalf of AMI production team, your director, your producers, your camera, sound for nyina emo akwaba edoba Nnawotwi adwumadie ye twa ho tewo ne ya ba ye bet na form na yetumi edi ho komonemo emissions tax no mun sensem no ya bono tofa kakra tie.
Industrial Relations Officer Emma GPRTU Abbas Imuru abosobo se wonom wo ka bia ebumu te se aswafo a wonom ehwe akoniabedie so ene omen sikasem so how bia GPRTU ekuma de kodan wonom efa emission levy ne ho no wonom amfa anya asem owura yi kasaye mu no wɔkyerɛ mu sɛ nkitaho a wodi yansa na wɔhyase ama emission levy no aye adwuma no enya de sɛ wɔnom agye adwenkyerɛ bia efri GPRTU fo ho ɔto aso sɛ wɔnom de wɔ hɔ a na wɔhunu sɛ ɛho nsɛm ɛwɔ akɔnhoma sika ne mu na no akyire no wɔnom kukyire wɔn nsɛm egu nkrata so ɛkɔdan emrahyebedwafoɔ nanso besi ne yia no enya de sɛ wate wɔnom nka saa emission levy sika no sɛneɛ ɛhyɛn no ɛteɛ na ne engine ahoɔden sitie ɛna wɔde bɛgye nhyehyɛ ni mu no wɔnom wɔ ne sɛ motorcycles and tricycles ebetua Ghana sika no eduoson num afibia ɛna ahyɛn te sɛ buses ɛne afoforo a ɛka ho no nso wɔnom ebetua Ghana sika no ɔha ɛne aduonum afibia na ahyɛn bi te sɛ cargo trucks ɛne articulator nso wɔnom betua Ghana sika no ɔha miɛnsa afibia.
All right, no ensem kakra about the emissions tax I want to talk for the amount no any ye baba share the emissions tax and is VAT on electricity and the national organizer of the governing NPP Henry Boache say ebeyanka aban on sign now say sa emissions levy de enka on sign krana kyerɛ emissions levy no ade a amaya omakɔ manim ena ya omode ba se na be ya betumi apagya sa electric cars na amenetumi address climate change na wo hwɛ ya ha o se ye oman Ghana ye ndru sa bia no a ebeka sɛ electric cars aba oman mu ama ebetumi apromote omunti no ye de sa emissions tax no beba na metumi justify says abind the emissions tax and ye betumi ajetum na all kasa on Accra based Peace FM no and order to just say ebeya and kananado on she na omuntwe sa emissions tax no and sign enya dia ebeboa well entino ensem we abetudwa any NPP sa mo 28 MP sa mo parliament bi no emuna ne ye baba sinkonya na ya discuss yen sha fee emissions tax no na senior ye de kwasi yamo abedo air policy lead climate finance and energy transition men sha fee on ho because on no eno mte asem we ase yi pa no mon set background me ye ka emissions ya dad na ye hwe
ntino ye ka emissions enka ye men fan say ye akan kasem ye be ka say intutu a men fan say cars ka efficacy na ye kan ebi ni carbon dioxide your greenhouse gases bebre but then carbon dioxide na edumu edi enya pa ewo ye wiase afan na yin entino se ohwe a wiase afan na yin no eye countries ebi te say mostly European countries no omo agi atum say ombe cut down emission pollution and I say emission of carbon dioxide sa so na ohwe ebibre mu a anka SMK ye esan say ohwe COP27 COP28 COP26 o makoyi na no most of the nyama o mo discuss no ehwe si de betimi reduce emissions no na ya ko say ebibre mu ha no ye share dan show so much commitment nti ohwe branu bia na so mo COP27 COP ya COP na who say mostly na akwete say Africa dey yembo ye homodin kra another conversation na every so aban say Africa hanum na nka yem pollution bebre na dey na mo share say yen so no say yetimi etu anamo e fasa ho esan say nka no kwa na ye nka wo hwe manufacturing industries akese ina no Europe ni Asia na kewo
exactly
kakra bi na wo Africa
as well as America
yes as well as America but ye kan san so yentimi nka say eye ye bibrem ha no ye so ye mete carbon dioxide kra da bi o kan sa na edwa me hu ni say sentina aban so no opeso bra sa nyama we na ase no odi emission levy tax e di aba na ye shesa na it is supposed to discourage people say ombe emete more. Na there is a bit of misinformation na ye be say ye be clarify. Tax no enye say ebe ban the use of fossil fuel cars ene. The sign say Ghana had my way energy you be the energy transition framework.
Sure.
Say ye gradually no ye betri ye hu every fan go hu use na ya call green energy ye boni friend green energy no. E be ni renewable energy and electric cars are kind. But eno no targeting ye be 2040. Eno kra no enye say by 2040 na ye achieve 100%.
Yeah.
Ye say by 2040 ye timi achieve be almost like 90 to 95%. Which is very ambitious. You feel say very ambitious. A bad thing say you do start target no, but your boy who more than you bet me draw. The science soon emissions levy you feel say here. Your back you be brim ha, especially a Ghana hanum na. Cars be bring you soon over 8 cars. Okay. The science say be ya na economic power no intimate to cars are ya manufacturing and say. Into you who say we better car be 10 years plus or ba no we bet you penalty also na we use. These cars here actually emit high levels of carbon dioxide that enyem farmer ye nkasa yin pedua. Enti no say nana bi ache na dwen sebi e so a ono so no twa se ache na dwen.
But focus no. Also what carbon dioxide and now we should be looking at carbon monoxide, because if it's about carbon dioxide then me no cry at hey. We are producing carbon dioxide because ye oxygen.
Yeah.
They are exhaling carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
So if should the focus really be on carbon dioxide and also on carbon monoxide?
Okay. It's focus no say on carbon dioxide. Okay. Carbon monoxide no nye too infectious to say carbon monoxide no nye too infectious to say carbon dioxide.
Really?
Yes. Into wo sha say carbon dioxide that ye as a nipa no a free no is supposed to go to plants and trees na almost meet me inhale.
Yeah.
Na amaye enfama papa bi. It's a cyclical cycle. Good. But ye can answer na carbon dioxide ye free sa cars mu ban. Enye bi nim de me no ye emit no.
Okay.
It is very dangerous to our health first of all. Apart from say ye na no we are reaching and I say we are inching towards global sustainability and say environmental sustainability no. Ye mpo mudi no kra no it should be key. Okay. Eno na nke say nke ye hia sem kese ansa na mpo ya hwe say ye contribute to environmental sustainability. It's say emre bi be hwe say wo hwe energy transition framework na e suggest say almost 48,218 people are estimated say omenya cancer from carbon dioxide activities are emitting carbon dioxide. It's in say wo hwe all these na ehu twa say anka aban netimi ye hu bibi. Na mom no ya ye wo iseg no ye gina bia ene say one policy ne de anka eye ade papa anka ese nka yi na yetimi emanamo na mom no nyama bebre wo ho a entwa yi I feel say enka ye hwe ne sa anka beboa. Okay. E bi ne one the management of the levy no. Na the tosumi no nso no ya hwe recategorization of omo a ombetua levies no. Say let me chip in this quickly. Nana bi kasa from that perspective so mind mo ide. No kwe tax no e de bibia e be frɛ no in economics we say disposable income sika e wo ho a obetimi dia to bibi no e be ma anodin no aba from kakra na che say nka first no nka wo be 100 cedis busumi bia no obetimi eyusu a sisi ase wutwi hyen a busu afi bia na say wutwa 150 depending on car engine capacity we use into uchiche mu busumi bia no wutwa be 12 cedis 50 pesos into no sa 12 cedis 50 pesos e fi 1000 Ghana cedi mu ke betimi atobi e betimi anye kra no e betimi atodokno bi into no the pressure to disposable income so into no eno no one of the economic disadvantage na mom the environmental advantage ne say in the long run no yapomuden e na yankasa ne ye boa into no ye be hwe say and then no ye be lusu there is always a trade off. There is always a trade off. Into no it's either say we be lusu bibi ende na we gain ende me ye mfa to ho a sebi wonti ha ende esan say sorry ya na obetna ha uko school usua ade u sacrifice ye ene we be du ha. It was a trade off anka time na we do school betimi dia ene mafoforo bebre anka bia betimi dis ka bro but ende woti ha at least ebia unya bibi kaka sin anka de obeye na me kan say na the trade off aye kan is between economic and environment. It is a economic from an economic perspective. Instead say me lose 12 cedi 50 pesos no. O de enkofo pollute more. E be du brebi no. Ye ntimi enhodi on bio. Na eku ye manfo after time no e na nka ye be hu say eso abanfa so say ana this tax ne beba na sometimes no policies are supposed to be proactive not reactive.
Okay.
Ebi ni your external shocks but when you external shock COVID-19 external shock ye susu se nke beba nti no eno no eba ye na wo ye bibi e dia ene ne react
and Jofi said it's right.
Yes,
so say the emissions levy
it is right. It is right. Nebom ni enko komo no so bet perspective ayeso ye fi balance. Nti no nka ni etwa ne kwan mu ano. Nebom de yeso yesusu ne say sky ye bagi. Say ye de be ye de say ye de ye. Esan say wo hwe Emissions Levy Act 2023 na Act 1112 na. E che say ye gigi scanner e say the friend consolidated fund. E ya ban futu. Okay. Enka enye bad but ye from previous experiences car ye dia lamp up because enye one fund and I say one levy nkwa na e ba consolidated fund ska ho na ebegum nti e ba ne sa na accountability no akoyede for say in a whole year it is estimated say nka emissions levy nka betumi nya be 450 million Ghana cedis annually to fight climate change and I said see the environmental project ebegu akwan. Into this 450,000 he said could consolidated fund accountability no ye hu ni say be din kakra.
Okay.
Nembo mi ka ye susu say enka aban no ebetimi I establish the bruni e kan say emissions levy fund na eno ye ankwan fund a eno nkwan ejina an say be ka say independent.
Okay.
Into independence ano tracking of the use of the money no ebe easier. See ebe ya ye ma timemfo no ye be hu say okay aban this our policy e di buy say ni na or this can e dey.
Okay. All right. Yo medase ye sign e wo ye ora Samuel Amwa deputy PRO JPRTU e wo ahoma no so baransa me ba ne ho no men call honorable Daniel Ashama ho what your papa why chiremu say it is right for us to do this. But just before I come to you, my man called Dr. Richmond Nnawotwi on Zoom because Doc Macho.
Meje osomnia.
Na bajo bia bako de.
Adom binti bia e boko.
Ya tese kwesi abedo akyerem se emissions no hwe se ne esi kona policy or say yeah proactive not reactive ntinka na ne kwan mu na ban aye but ya tese Ghana for bebre so aka say no ade no nkan enkoye be yanka ban ntwensa you are obi in the banking area where the market is when it comes to taxation what you say then anka ban also to me here to ensure say ye nyina no would accept such a tax you're doing say bia it's more forward looking.
Medasipa minia dear minia no kano e fa ba bi na ye no kre but enema ekuye galamsey say nsuo sa environmental no e do so say emission asama oka enem environmental de no ayi galamsey no mo ne niama o mo ye ni say nsuo ni ade no minia eso bu sa doctors na eso say emission na oka no Mama nkyere no emission mi frequent to mobile eni na otwemi no me call Europe ma call UK na ehwo kura no a eye kura ye no ya o mato ombo ase sisi eye ni ye ansa na o maye emre bi na me ma lecture bi wo Timpiski me kan sem we ga afo antemase hwe obi be say ade awie a na wajai ade ni mu deja na ode asudi no abre ni as Ghana for ma so be jai obetimi an stop galamsey we may not even need this emission doctors no ode kokolebu kokonfanochi kobusa wa ne galamsey dia nsusan so aba yanwini obi yanwini nipa ho. I'm saying this without fear or favor. Mobile tax handles a work room ha a year 28 now. And accountant tobacco betna a joy. Or sister say, and grow for a business behind Janico Togo. Omunina call me. Omunina call Ivory Coast. Because the way a year taxi and no, a bear cacra said you're the giant mine. You bet taxi may catch the side we make. You bet taxi the giant mine. if we say yeah deɛ na say we ubio ɔmo a ɛna COVID-19 ombio ɔno a ɛna Ukraine ada ntɔkwa ne yɛko no Ghana hana.
But so doc and doc who feels a coin ban and cause buying faso to deal with emissions if we think climate change impact on us and we need to fight
emission emission in your priority. The galamsey is destroying everything. It is not the air that is killing us now. One shall no solve our problem. No one tax. Because one ni akanya no to na ba ko for wasen no. When the catch us taxing ye. When the catch us taxing ye. But what do you say bibia obey be tax. Bibia obey be tax. Facility saying any what create okroma. Nipa saying kra na work no a use electronic. E kwan kra wonya bi kan fa kan kwa emfa so. Even in Greater Accra e kwan be na da ha wo tran ha wo de wo dwene emission tax ho. Wo mo kase wonye no. Americans the IMF no mo ti obi enu ani krom ye saade no. Ada se wo kan yanka bi enti no obi aye ni ope. Ombe jai sa emission tax no mo pe kwan a ombe bua na oman na dwuma ya akoso ne tax a omunyai no munyai tax uk tax ya ubeye tax adi wuntimi ntua biem ntimi de me no obi anya dwene e wo emission levy ho na me no obi anya dwene e wo electricity tax no so me no obi anya dwene. You cannot prove to me at the age of 70 ebi a wo kasa no unnyini medru de ma bedru no nti wonnim de Ghana free bae nti ye kan sama moma ye hwe enne oman nipa brebre o man mu enne nipa brebre o man mu usi di asay inflation nam ukotogwa inflation 3.8 uko Africa so 3.6 o de ye kan man a wo ye man wo behwe no solve problem no na adwuma ba no watimi ama taxes na ba no wo de wo sorry a tax e ko fiti o ko sua free hene wo mo kan wo munyai minute use for ya adwen me no obia won pese sa na me kra ba na ya adwen because it is becoming increasingly unbearable for the vulnerable and the poor. Obi akoto motorbike or chibola was 75 cities. Uji 75 cities na mo de te ho na mo tre mo ba mo num te se wo wa opekosu amene. You can't say muncha government so. You can't say muncha government so. Obi etinya kan ho asen. How can you have so many ministers? I mean, in which country? I have traveled far and over. And I know what I'm talking about. What you see? Nti ya ni brisem. Nti omo kan no enra kan yesa NPP or no NPP organizer. Ko nyina ho nkasa asem no. Asem na awere ho. So we nye vulnerable a. We ye poor. We be hu asem a ye kan no.
Doc, according to a tax foundation, almost in recent years, several countries are taking measures to reduce carbon emissions, including some of the environmental regulations, emissions trading systems, and carbon taxes. As in 1990, Finland and the Omaya or Din kind of carbon tax ebaye. If you know, 20 European countries at the air carbon tax aba every less than one euro per metric ton of carbon emission in Ukraine, to more than 100 euros was Sweden, Liechtenstein, and Switzerland. So it means other countries and Ghana, like Nkofo Akano, if we want to be proactive, this is the way to go.
You don't go in Finland. I've been there before. I've been to Norway. I've been to Finland before. One more year environmental sama. Omunim the air ice melty ebe fa almost a munima. Ozone layer, ice no melty ebe fa o mine. Yen no ebe fa my own. Galam say the kidney diseases, galam the heart problem, galam say the area who drop. And if you want person be can be ye. There be obi obeka san me say Europeans now omo ye no. Omunim nia omo ka. Yen yete da sia brawa ne afa ekura so. Wafa akura ne kura. Say Europeans here, why do you compare apple and oranges? Why don't you compare Africa, Nigeria, and other countries? You need to do comparative studies and compare Europe and Maha. Now Europe are some any Americans, no, any Canadians, no. One problem, and your problem. Until some Mokano, Obi also to compare free Europe, they are proactive, no. Well, until researchers say You don't compare different environment with that. Until you make an say the almost can be no be a nyadwene.
Okay. All right, Doc. So the Doc, the point in say at the end here, I mean we shouldn't have brought it at all because this is not a major problem. Ora Samuel Amoy, Deputy National PRO GPRT, main corner so kakra. Mezamwa me chao na me akwa bedo baha. Me assure say mo so no mo kan kofo mo fi say eni say ye emission tax eba. Aban so kire say ade e bebo aye because cars aye de ba mo ankasa mo cars nyina aka ho no mete a lot of carbon dioxide embo aye ma climate change na e akotene e wo ha. Entino nanka mo fi say e den kwan na was aban fa so handle the situation without taxing.
Yeah, minia me da dia ewo nyina no yes ahyenkafo no say ye kan pollution tax ana say emission ya omo ka ho asem ya na aye ya adwemu kensene kakra die ntini say ebra ye te ne say aban ne de eto foforo a watu ne din emission tax esande ba a ni nchiremu ene kire say wusia epie free ye ka ato no eno ho eto na osande ba amaya bebetua enum no ye hwehwe mu hunu se sa eto eyeto bi a edafuo no so a ukọ fuel station se ukọkọtọ fuel either diesel na say petrol no utua eto a 10 pesos ewo akọtọ abako me kire liter bia enti no ebeba ne sen na sa to yetua dada ampa ye gitum ye car no ewusie na epie free eto ba no pollution so akutia anase ebe higher pomuden eninti na yesusu say aban na AGN 10 pesos on every liter ewo fuel product so no nti ebeba ne sen na afi omosan kwako create another tax bi o ma omato ne din emission tax na omosan de abagien ewo sa wusie na epie free e ka to na nti no eno no na yesi da bi ye ne aban na nya adwen se SSO de sa to no san ba ekoba ne sa na akwa ti se ewusie ba ko epie free eto no yetua eto imprenu ewo sa ewusie ne so eni ntina ama yenso ye ni anje ho ena enam so ma ye chiro krata de ma aban no ye petition parliament se be ya nka omonsan enhwe biom na nka omontwensan ewo sa eto na omode ba no enti se ubisa sa pollution tax ne anase emission tax a omonsan de be se ahyenkafo anase GPRT de ye ni omonya adwene kora e was emission tax na omosan edeba no
enti mode an say ye ntwensan we ma me ye mfa bibia asamba
debi because minia yetua dada eto a utua dada no senko mo ka kire yen se ewusie na epie free eto no asa akofo how foforo bi di apart from pollution no no tax a different ball game altogether. But this time around, say we see back no say cause pollution higher pomuden no. Say we see na you that there no one almost Sunday to for us and the ababeji. Enti asembisa ne say 10 pesos a liter na you that. Meaning yen share omaimu the number of vehicles Ghana, the amount of fuel I turn every day. Ni yen share 10 pesos sika yetua. Enti the question is say sika ne ntimi enhwe sa pollution no eho adwumaye ena omo pe bia ka ho anase den ni nchiremu oho sa niama nyina no nka ye de anim se nka mo de bibi se kura ba beba at least mo betimi aye some stakeholder consultations bi mo inviting penin for mama nchiremu akwa achire bi esika ne enso ye pe bia ka ho anase de ade foforo ba na mo sorry asset to ayetu adada na sand foforo ba o ma ne din foforo de a enya de enso betimi atias nti ye de ne de ye stand ne say eye to bi ayetu adada nti aban mo nsan fa meka ho ma ye ntantu abiom
all right interesting so those are the perspectives there omo etwi ya hang on the road say no don't do it. You know, a tax consultant say we are taxing Ghanaians too much. And our companies are running away from this country to Lome, any Cote d'Ivoire. That's a scary situation. I will say, fortunately, you're a former member of parliament. I'm sure some more years are pollution levy or parliament. Honorable, So sometimes say emrasa about parliament then a poll na more as members of parliament motion and some wajatum say we will say kwana say ni seko.
Oh, I would say parliament ewo hono. Number one, a executive, make us say executive, a president in the parliament. Even though you can say judiciary and then legislature and executive be as say on general content and tisa
parliament munjina content
debi ena enye nanado na ahase enunti na ye binumu ye ka say we need to review our constitution. Cabinet ewo ho no omudwin omukọ ihemu kodwin say oh yemfa levy we mbra now the president the vice president na boy o mu man yemfa levy no mbra ye brubu bibia we a na ye stampo wokrata so confidential na ye de ama ye papa chairman sabonso.
Okay, as the
minister for parliamentary affairs.
Okay,
you get it right. Inti onono osaye minister no kra no osa the whole parliament akoshe president mpaboase enye chairman sabonso nko a obi obeji sa position as a minister for parliamentary affairs no or the parliament ni nyina akoshe president mpaboa ase ne make ne say enu time mahama oho no na oye honorable benkumwo minister for parliamentary affairs ono tena so ye kasa enche ena yesisano no ena yedi speaker Bagbin ene edi beye leader of the house
business.
Okay. Parliamentary business inti ono no si onji minister for parliamentary affairs say once you have taken that position say president na appoint you until you must obey whatever he tells you.
Okay.
In the envelope no ye di ma chairman sabonso say person yen pass bill ye di ma as a minister but not a leader of the house.
Of the house, okay.
Because where you have your independent decision to take with the speaker. Inti u konso be show say she say I do we no person as a minister. Inti opel ni obeya ni say obe masha up ne nkrofo say oh adi we dey Olman say na ye ta frɛ Olman say president Olman say ye hwɛ na ye mpasi inte kobasa no matter what and speaker so no say osako eti say say na ye papa Michael Koi etina ho no speaker NPP minister for parliamentary affairs NPP president NPP into omuka sema it is like a whole line so they will ensure and the speaker of the house is the final arbiter ye debate ni nyina we are or the discretionary powers.
Okay.
Obviously say nay and yes so into no na sumu no debate say oh the yes have it.
Yeah.
Do you get me right? That is the discretionary power. In this obisha say no. Ne speaker jitum say no yempe na obegina. Na waka speaker say ne say nya wo kan na say head count. Sana eta koso. In this anema bebre no yare no free constitution ankasam. Esese yensa sa yare no. Inti debate no basa ti say ye ho no. Ube say oh speaker Beka say the yes have it. Do you get it right? Now they say minority say no.
Na me bisasa because you were the pollution levy or ho.
Yes.
I guess me be in CCA about near ASR the intent with which from the buy or say Energy Sector Levies Amendment Act 2021. Now, an act to amend the Energy Sector Levies Act 2015 to provide for an energy sector recovery levy and sanitation and pollution levy. Now, what about
the amendment?
Beka, exactly. I say there is imposed by this act way at the idea for the sanitation and pollution levy beto specified petroleum products. So, I say. Minister no shall no yoshe or say minister no obeshe say ye be na ya maintaining ye friend no sanitation and pollution account no ye de beji saa sika we ya efi sanitation and pollution levy no mo ebeba no eno mo kire say sika we no air sanitation and pollution account sika na baba tum no say ye de be improve air quality in urban areas of the country and combat pollution enye no emission ayi entina me bisa say mo as parliamentarians munim say mra we ho na se ye de mra foforo bana say eben no ana te say no a then na mo ye so that moje tuma na ye ngin
says the same right ya pass in 2021 and no na ye pese ye implement se ye pass no ya implementation.
Oh, so it is not a new one. Aba
it means implementation no emission no afi na ye be ye se wan sanitation dey say ye but bisa won say sanitation ska kra no ye dey
but this sanitation and pollution levy no say no da petroleum so a auto petrol liter bia otua
the 10% no
exactly.
I no dey wo
say no otua
yes
but nye no eno homra dey
openyi misrewa asema ye di buruburu ni nyina no akwati se wo ba ekroda ne nan nsa benku na wodi isu she komia ne nsa ne nan nifa eno da ye no sese bisa keno frata se obe pass we no akọ parliament ni odi ba sese ano wa akọ parliament amoma pini amano bisa no se omusha se gi 10% dada adi we no enye nuanu mu ka ni nyina de cratch nsem ba ni nyina no eye o asem mo aka no eye o ba ni edi tax we ba no eye ka Ghana ye di ka IMF abrofu na edi ahoma so ye kon upel ye twi ti se na ntwe edi kona nkwase abatwa enu na ewo mu sese adi we aye ka no mi na yi chichi kra wo bebre ye di ka ye tumi Ghana ti so mai tumi ko bobusia ma ya disika no ya disika no se uko bobusia se utua nti plan be na odi ko jibusia no nti wentumi antia
bana wo ka se yembisa finance minister say adewe de akọ parliament be bo sana wo kan de akọ because you the emissions levy act 2023 nti and so
eno ma vote approval
yes it's been accepted
but we are taking 10%
already yes
so you ask yourself why ye pass bills be bre eto by implement you because mpenyufo si yenye ni hia ansa na ye ni fata ebi kra mu di refer maye say VAT we VAT electricity no 2015 na ya pass no enye sa by da ho obi amfa ni nsa amfa nka do you get me right because ye pese ye ni hia ansa na ye ni fata Ghana ni a wo pese o tua tax emao no esese hu se na bra boni na sitinemu no etisen ansa na wo se on tua tax mao inde wo kwa sorry dem kra ye gi collection 11 cedi na doso we try sofu ankasa kra se eduma ni kromu amanfo ya obeyi green any brown ediamao. So what is the Minister of Finance thinking about by coming out with this step say udi kan gi 10% no usa gi we ediaka. It is the conditionalities ye catch Ghana for that is the truth. Emission the whole of Africa, what is our emission level as compared to developed world? What is our emission level? And 2%. One no more pollute we are saying what is some time ago crime man say they have to pay us some money for this emission. I just say we are sitting. So when we talk about the book knowledge, the principles and NLC work up, I agree with you. But NLC yesu say no e ka ye dia abrofu say one ka someone ko bobusia e di musika o manum. Inti ye be kire mo ekwan me fa so atia. Go and ask Nnawotwi say conditionalities ye di man o di akire Ghana for. O di tite echeso nim say ye nuwo eya na wo yi baako na o di aba na ya ye hu dede. I mean the document I di mo no aka so di kita no on fambra o di aba kire Ghana for. Onu Nnawotwi tankasa di be kire Ghana for. Say yes ma wa kwa aba wa free roleplay. Niema we ko fa no fa be kire ye. Na ye bru hu ansana wo be ka kire me ma me se nko bie Google ana IMF site say yasuma enu nim say ye ntumi mbie nti na yasuma wo odi abekire. These are all IMF eya rehudodo NPP for in their yetiha. They came in, I was in parliament and they told us that we the NDC people they are imposing so much taxes on Ghanaians. So they are coming to clear off those taxes. And no more to the increase the nuisance taxes. And no more year free ho. In there yeti hey. Omu taxes full from the buy a brew 50. NPP for year. Yes,
50.
Yes, from taxation to production for
go 50 needing. 50 now can be
from 2017, who the VAT NHIS buy Oma Prime, unim senan cafes akabum, no my way 2.5, and no my Gov't fund so 2.5, the account, and no my pay just say tax crowd or twadia, who diminion account and I'm 21%. And ye nina musa excise duty on man fan back room. A man fire refi near bebre NPP fire. Once me bokra see me body. They have forgotten. No. Minia, I said the taxes they have brought. Say you should say NDC had the nuisance tax. And now we 17. Near the ban of Bruce 17. And Bruce 17. Intinyan sambe ne wum
17
say 20 and 30 kra nyan sambe ne wum
20 30
no look, it is more. I am telling you you next Saturday no me dinu tin from now. But what is the sense in that?
Check it.
What is the sense in that? Say we kwa ko bobusia adie sika amman for say na doctor kan ye no niese se Ghana ehwe se ni say ye koko a ye di galamse say no ndro a ye di gu asase so ma bibia say any zoom a ye numa ye nya yare no. What are we doing about it? We have learned God has given us everything by a create duane ansa na ye di emu in particular emu a ye kraba omaimu in tons emu a ye kraba omaimu. Why can't we work or do something about it? Ya sa see the odo mo enye ya na tomatoes are and now stores money shop mbebrebe wo krum ha.
Okay.
Ye de ye ntumi ndo bia na sardines ni we ni na ye ntumi ndo bia na. Meanwhile we have taken some if you check the tax revenue Nanado nya 7 years 830 billion revenue keke enunkwa 830 billion. Mahama any atamus 8 years omunya 248 billion. Nanado 7 years to last year 830 billion. Again omu this canoe enu echi busi omabo 13.25 billion bonds dollars. Udi kahwa aka 500 million na ye do 1 trillion Ghana cedi enye sikadada o. So we are asking questions. Say, NPP for musi why ye juma bebre. E juma no mama yen fan so sika we ya no na say, how best have you worked?
Okay.
Na ebe bobusi akra sika no kra no yen tumi ntia. Ama wa be yiri Ghana for adi pensioners for sika. We are kete ajamu sika. Banks so tie nya botre kakra mami. Nya botre mami nka ne ha na fontia. Tax ways, tax beer and seso bia so so. TUC 4 mitomochi 1000%. Mo nji Dr. Mitawechi pa because say minim say NPP abaya eta adani ti say atoye nchema abeto Ghana.
Medase.
And we are all suffering like that.
Medase. Mama omre. Mama
nka se mo nchire.
Mama ko NPP. Any time we dey ahwe me time. First mama.
Minia medase.
I'm already video be kampo.
Senka. One obinuma ye kasa no. 2022 to 2023. Because of the inflation 54%. Sika na niti sa sichiri ewo banka. Then you know who we are talking about. The managers of the economy. People could not achieve their ambitions for their children. Obi bini ba kwa brutre wasewu sika tenufurata jisika no akoda no ntonyako. So when we are talking about these taxes, it is not about pollution. Now, about me, I'm going to say, yen faka do down the electric cars, no.
Okay, medase. Menfa menuambremo na oguswa hwe Nnawotwi OT radio so aha ya Sempa 94.7 FM. Na na kwadwo je yeboa. Eze
Name.
And I told us one. Well, but the question really is, more the sanitation and pollution levy that and whole, and we share the schedule now. Emrano Honana act Honana.
On this particular tax, very specific. The sanitation and pollution is different from emission tax.
But how is if you
want to pick only the pollution?
If you tell me, say, you would use it to improve air quality in urban areas. Why are you talking about air quality if not about this same emissions? Here?
No, what I'm saying is that the pollution, if you pick the pollution only, and you want to use it the same as emission, pollution, we have what is called sea pollution. It have nothing to do with emission tax. It is offer that sanitation and pollution, you know. Now see, no, now they be mama emission tax now. It's totally wrong.
Okay, then my maybe say, in your own schedule, I would say, and that's when they didn't kind. Ube improve air quality. What is the intent? But I dream the tired wedge.
Okay.
So ube improve air quality in urban areas with that sanitation and pollution.
Now, my member, mentioned my position on this emission tax. You get to understand that it be a many time to discuss improvement or whatever you are discussing here.
Because
my point here, I'm also against emission tax.
Okay.
But I'll look at it from a two different angle. Didi kan yenhwe ne say, me nua ye expert, me refi in Yamwa. Okay, Yamwa. Enya amre so dedicate Ghanaians on the here or see emission tax ni too. Maybe sir, from that angle, I'll also ask. A dear ben na yehunu. Na hini abedun tu ya ama sabri. Mpanimfo edi o mayanim si debi baby aye keka kono. Yamfa sadi we si ama. Ni yamfa ama me solve this particular problem. A time will come yentimi nye. Minia. Me ho ade ba kwa Ghana for you very good at. Ghanaians are not proactive. We are always reactive. Ye made ni siwie. Me ma practical example. Na me dia kasa kire me Roads and Highways Minister. What are you to come as a coin? Crack as a highway.
Entire so.
Oh, yeah, drum cocoa. Krubi wo ho mere fini din kakra. Aka mo drum cocoa. Mfimfin ho baby, etutua to the stand say cars ni du ho no ma obi a osa wo fa pavement ne so. Ye jab road na to ho, any use pavement. Road na nkasa tutua to the stand say untimi mfa so.
Okay.
The pavement ni use. Until say honorable Kwesi Ashama or your former MP bekwa kunya accident was akwan ne so na fe be ba be news kakraka no yen ye ho adwuma wo the Roads and Highways Minister to nchen ya ye wo Roads and Highway Authority, right? Your authority ni nso adwuma highways if adwuma so be make sure say sa akwan na ye under them ye highways no potholes e bam ni ye behwe ne asolve enya single pothole. Me say kwajo a whole stretch me ha many nkan e be say free and mo konsa wam ni nyina tutu Roads and Highways for but until set penny bi be kwa konya accident ho enkofo anya accident ho no mawudo so but former minister bi nim former MP bi nim assembly member bi nim CEO bi nkonya accident ho nti yenteye. Me related this conversation to this because you ever train ama emission no aba ya de afi agensem ansana ye to ho anamo enya de o se Ghana fo nyina prekope ye sorry and ye cancel say enya de papa man meba honorable enya de o se ye cassette say enya de papa ma ye nyintum ba mo ma ye hwe ne holistically e mo aba na de bebo man no me say who bisa me viewer asat and me ya ye wahai I will say I am also against it because ye nyina gitum nso tonso for my den ene me mo den ma Ghana for it is ye san kofa sabi tax we see the san bre Ghana for me gidi ye say ye bu omukom me ka hu bi enti ye nyina ye sere finance ministry any authority na the proposal and buy and say enokre ye hia say ye take such decision. But as at now, when you recover from COVID-19 in Russia-Ukraine war, no, my into Mrika implement we. This is the side that maybe person me take it from. The tosum you looking at it from the perspective of Minia Amu and so free by you know. Minia Yaba bedroom pempens will be until say ye bejiatum. Say emission, say pollution here cause air gases are you releasing into the air. Atmosphere no. Making can by me can be ambassador. Say air gases are you releasing into the atmosphere. The gas be a atmosphere and come home. And on our watch a man so come home.
Gas.
Who be having Mr. Gas baby? Not only gas. Who the other American was a gas. So we made up with him was a good road. It's the American say. Sir, a musing police there come once a me, and yet, Sabby company been what baby know you. A idea yen near ye. Say, you near Brescia per se, son one. Me direct on my weed near Chere Agbogloshi. Meaning so babies I'm sad in Agbogloshi. Every day, 24/7, you so more say car ties. Yes, say TVs, I say. Yes, say A copper. Yes, say robbers. And Ghana, your percentage in yes, the air contribution is 3% or so. Met me a case with Agbogloshi go produce about 2.2%. And then you bet me idea so sad, you know. Copper na the only way bet me and see a Bessiana. And now see bet me many parts na on work to chat rubber and everything near Saka copper. These are some of the solutions also anyway. I bet this pollution also. Sure,
now also carbon emission how many percent?
No, me say me so.
I said 4%.
Me say me so of the percentage.
Yes. You know, we are 21.312 million per ton a year. Okay. South Africa leads with 435 million.
So the point that makes it 21.21 million you know. Make me cases to be say about 15 million if you are Googlushi.
Agreeable.
The honey free. Now the boso kan kwa this time mo jai ni ma hye. Koko mpenso em so mo so hye bi. Omo tutu spare parts e car omo tutu cars ni ade no. Wokọ me ho magazine. E ho so die ja dem den. Enti these are some of the areas also ye die ni hwe. Ni e fa kwan papa e betimi afa so stopping no. Hwe na nsan me koye some research bi wo yen epo ye da Ghana yi. Yen see. Meaning if I tell you sea pollution ekoso wo mayimu. Sea pollution. Ya a time will come fish e be chire puni nyina be dan poison.
Plastics.
Aside plastics no. Chinese vessels e gu nsuo ni so. So what is na say yes omo pia Ghana ni bi etu nsuo ni mkure kun no. Ghana ni a Ghana appointing so nkonko supervisor adwuma China for vessels ni ye won nsuo ni so no. Because when your content bi ekuta wo de ba form e be problem ti. Ko police headquarters case American was send that so down. Yes, we go nsuo ni so wa ma we free to nsuo ni mawu.
The young guy.
One young guy
yeah, now.
And as we speak, see pollution when him say emra ne mo kwan so mo dirty oil o mehwe agu ponim. Ba kwa na kwan so mo de ba kokra ba bontia. Enuane o mo di ni nyina emra ne mo kwan so betu agu ponim. E hwa ne o mo bola. O kwa na kohwe o mo machines o mo use e de che fish no. Me nia. Me say one of these days me bro videos ni bi. O mo wo dadie bi so net na no. Ayese hook bi say o mo jatu nsuo ni me kotsi na se. Na tutu anua na wase ni ma fish nkitenkite na wase ni nyina asesa wo mo.
Okay.
The bedroom mo vessel ni ma. Or the babonti obenya problem nti o mu yi akase ni wie nketewa na ewu no masa de go nsuo ni mpa.
Mate, we'll delve more into the
problem or see a no so near can was
Mate.
The pollution no the na many abra makofasi pollution aba no sa pollution na near can was no and we are very specific.
No but how dey me buy ye be hwe mo ana mo dem ran ba ye me na me tro ye why am dey share no ho ne ye be hwe
but we can't know the position say I'm also against
it. Matias yeah that's why our Dr. Richmond Atuahene on Zoom doc ne ye betena ye ko mula tell ne aba because ene o say hu omo disika am abrabo etuma ko na nim ti ye ba doc be ma ye ne concluding remarks na afi waja ye ho akọ aha Nnawotwi e wa Adom TV ene asempa ye twa hu tell ye ko akọfa mula ye ba ye betwa nkomotwetwe so ne entena ye ba zisia. Mema akwa ba mfa mbra na watwe dwumadi so Adom TV ene asempa 94.7 FM mulano mo akwa akohwe mo amadi no modi kudos to you and congrats so mo amadi sika this weekend. Well, yen wrap up on our conversation on the emissions levy no na fe yen kwani Dr. Richmond Nnawotwi is still with us. Doc, minim say o say eja ma akwa na answer be kono my concluding remarks na yen fa wonsia.
Say me da se pa medical ada Mr. Samuel Amwa ase ena MP NDC ni no ena the wire research no o say wire research me pa na chow so a research in pollution emission any pollution Mr. Wonko check cost of galamsey onya research in the cost of galamsey no one farmer compare to emission owia meni ne bekasa na de atwa to a me pese me di twa to ne say obia sorry a papa ba ko NDC ne say ya bobusia me de busia no picture le kire mo a eya niwu eya awerho ye ntimi amfa anye bibibi a ye nchirima behu de abaye mu an say the taxes and I'm very happy yesterday the PwC man said that businesses are moving away and they will have to move away. Because if you continue the way we are going, I will not be surprised. As I said in Kimpiski, we'll be taxing dead bodies. Because it is easier to tax rather than to talk about production. Production will come in and then the taxes will automatically come. Taxes doesn't come over production. Unfortunately, Metiseminia NPP Nino Kasa. Okay, can see pollution in Yama. Onkoye research. No share galamsey cost. Na next week, ometinasi. No name can emission. What emission tax dada also? Why a crocro John? Fan chain as a bayer for. Sikana would 800 and something billion now. Why cannot 7 years? No. What have we got to show for it? You are living a permanent debt for grandchildren to come, not children. The moya ni neno yenchirima ebeba mfie aduana mfie aduonu machi ena mujama ho sana mobeto no mu ya dia munwini nchirima ho munwini nkwada eba no mo de nkrofo akogu school ma wie school ni na mabonte te se sebio eno nyamo problem mu hwe niye democracy. Professor Texan said yesterday democracy in Ghana is becoming too expensive. It's becoming too expensive. It's becoming too on the poor. And it is on the vulnerable, on the poor. It is not those of you who change your car and get your ESB every 4 years. I don't know where, sir. The may catch Romo. The almost democracy is becoming too expensive in Ghana. So being country Romo. And yes, I know, Brofuna. Yes, I know, Brofuna. A mission may seem free. I went to a mobile Nina Otimenu. I've been to Europe. I've been to the emission tax. Our moya no. And you been a motrasi a moya. Modi amuji sikana na modi akofa baby. Intimidia the America to omunya di omuye nyina. Omunya omu tax on electricity. Electricity ayake mamin kaba kunchato. And you take and pay the transmission of electricity from the producing end to the user end. The losses is 30%. 27 to 30%. Inefficiencies, you want Ghanaians to pay for inefficiencies.
Okay.
Who are now their question take and pay.
Okay, no.
Who buy a cable to send wale. Cable send relay.
Okay.
Adena mama Ghana funny yai. Mama Ghana funny yai. Munyayo. Munyai. Na dia moya na tete Ghana force yen kan kire mo tete mo. Eno na nabi, utie na nabia. Asema ho kana ya awerho.
Okay. Yo. Doc, me that's pass unyam ready my anape o share doka otie ne nsem na wa hiti pa anape and doc nsem of the children no you had some input to do and say call break no na there
doc wakasa bebre na the ninsem no he has been a bit emotional into no he's not bringing out the facts as I was expecting them
No, you
so,
state
all the my main statement points. say the emission, we are not on your galamsey discussion here. You can't about emission. Let's stay in context. Say emission levy act here Kenya. It is different from the Energy Sector Levies Act. I think that behind the scenes now we know your discussion there. Say the Energy Sector Levies Amendment Act now. It does not tackle the emissions specifically. Also air pollution, air quality, and then not every pollution is not every emission is from is pollution. And vice versa. Much there, pollution be you are or constitute to emission, but then emission is emission. Let's understand that carbon emission is different from air pollution. We could have particle.
How so?
We could have particle emissions. That is different from carbon dioxide emission. Remember to the substantive issue.
No. Let's stay there.
Okay. So
now we are talking about oil pollution.
Yeah.
The reason why I said the emission in here is because emission is polluting the environment.
Right.
Emission or pollute the environment, it's definitely affecting the quality of the air.
Right.
Are you breathing?
Right.
Good. Now, into the mrakroba, the process of a ban. Medeba besha them be improve air quality. What are you doing?
Okay.
It means that the challenge with the air quality nepede rectify me.
Right.
And we've established there emissions affect the quality of the air.
True.
So say one mrakro said correct the quality of the air. How then do you tell me that are different from the emissions levy now? As a still is also geared towards making sure that the air we breathing is quality.
Okay, but mean kind man it's your phone say.
Okay.
Say if the Energy Levies Amendment Act now under sanitation and pollution levy, 10% pesos now what are two found good on.
No.
And also improve air quality in urban areas and combat pollution. Urban areas, on the emissions no kodu rural areas. Seven class. Usan the honum so cars na that I believe that it could be an afterthought. They will implement it even there. We should have either amended it and either bring a new emissions.
No, but we should rather attack them there. Even if you say urban areas are a mistake because men are not work crossing. Now sort of fuel and so 10 pesos.
No.
But why do you say they quite 10 pesos na da urban area?
It's on uncotin that 10 pesos. Yeah, my conversation now quite today. On uncotin okay. But there are almost like 5 items. Okay, the design, construct and redesign of solid and liquid waste. Construction of sanitation facilities, the toilet na that. This was implemented at time of COVID-19 or by most mobile would to see toilet na that. That is a different matter we are talking about.
Okay.
Now to the substantive issue. If you communicate as from ISEG now, let me speak as a professional. From ISEG now, you can't there. One, government process obeying emission levy no. On fan channel fan called green project. It being afforestation program. I'm there. Dr. Chia him can be annoyed me there. Also there is unemployment in this country, and it is very very true. In 2018, Forestry Commission started the afforestation project. At the Bissau, they didn't know on it's under they don't have financial resources to keep employing the people. It is if some of these emissions levy is redirected, a percentage is given to Forestry Commission to plant trees, which is going to track carbon dioxide now. About one, not only to purify the environment, but also create the employment avenue. Forestry Commission employ almost like 100,000 people. If you find there saying emission taxi, say you Forestry Commission a percentage there. You pay the wood and more. Most mobile will reduce carbon dioxide now. 100,000 people are going to be employed, and then that is one thing that people haven't looked at. As an economist, you look at various variables, and I'm happy there. He also mentioned that from that perspective. Secondly, Africa contributes to only 4% of global carbon. But also in Chede, Sabia, the Ensabe shade them from Naya, chain time, the Anabrofon, or the Scandaba. The Sunday levies or then when find the funds and will release what the African. If a man can acquire them, but we are suffering more from their pollution. Yes, suffer more, scan idea what the balance on one farm bar. You bet now at least a day 2 years start BB. There is always a trade-off from an economic perspective and environmental perspective. Into some you can't achieve both most times. It's either you trade off the economic benefits and go for the environmental benefit, which is a long and perpetual term benefit, rather than that is my problem. If you're sustainable development, you can sustainable development. In the generation, you DBA. You able to use resources I most mobile a chimba for no to will be used. Now say in the I yet na you use a shiny polluter and chimba for now ban environment ben betting. That is what you are. Most of people from finance background, most of economists disagree with them because you share the environmental aspect of the policies that we bring about. It is so again there. So environment you can't even work in the first place to be gaining money. So it's a key thing. It should be the first thing that we should be able to prioritize.
Okay.
And then I believe that we should revisit the emissions levy. It's a very good levy, but abandon schedule stakeholder consultation. Okay. Most mobile new suggestions would come in. It's on the personally me a problem with most obia or tax or levy obia another tax obia.
Okay.
They use 1.0 to 3.0 bet to a certain amount. It is very erroneous in the sense that so we use 1.0 now say me use 3.0. I'm emitting more. 3.0 is emitting more than 1.0. Only they share the same amount. And then secondly, we could also talk about the review of the rate as a start. It's to suggest that I don't buy into the idea because of environmental benefits.
Okay. Okay. Martin, Medase. Ora Samuel Amwa, Deputy PRO for GPR2 is still with us on Zoom. Ms. Amwa, you wrap up. You want one message to government on your morning. You have to that issues in there. So yada one watch there. Even with the 50% on electricity consumption, so one chance and a Wobako strike. One GPR2, what's it to government on emissions on the morning?
Thank you very much.
Me on mute I na American.
Okay, Pachotimenka.
Yeah, me too on yeah.
All right. Okay, so Medase. Here the NCC and say Musa Shenka Jumana no. Already no, there were niama bebrea component bebrea ye use to nina kokokosro. Already no spare parts a page ni mukosro. Ties are ye use to kosro, batteries AC a car so kosro, DVLA AG taxes. Oh no so on my page mu. Na sa niema nyina ya na mpempi ni nipa ni bebree susu se ye ka car na ye di fuel guma na chesa asa enti abre bia na gi se fuel kosro ansa ye ba bedwen ho se ye nto ya hyentuabo mu da bi enye sa na tie sese de e ka nyina ne se sa niema nyina pagya ni mu akosoro no se koba ne sa e ma hyen na ye kuta ni siesie no e din e de mayen e hyen na ye kuta no nso no a passenger for ne ye de fa ena omo nkwan so ehunhia enti na esi enye sika ye de totais papa edigu ye ka ase ese ye kinye sika ye de siesie ya hyen no ye spare parts bi nye ye shock absorber ne ade a yetimi ye na car no nso yetimi maintain car no nso yie ti se ba ne si yetuatua sa ne ma nyina ye ko fuel station a taxes bu so a ye kotua na aban sign the emission tax ye sign the ababe ka ho dia ye nso ye betimi aya ne se yensu yebehwe na yetimi aye eka ne sen yebetimi review ye transport fare no so obehwe ye di kamba abonten se na nke the 20% increment bi e dey ba based on eka ne sen spare parts ne other component page ni mu nti no sa abre ne kra na emission levy no kra ne enya emaye I near the catch wrong petition at the Akoma Parliament. It is saying, so the Abet Mayan says, Kobanisa, Nasa, quite a bit fast or answer bit me, Akoswa running a business. Yet me, Akoswa, some to me, Mufonia passenger for dia. Yes, and so say, Yansu Beja, Yashin to Abu Mukakra. Na Yansu Yetimiashe, na Yetimia Koswa, some a passengers I near Juma. And yes, Adia. Na bedu baby no boss afehyen ne say krapa ye nya sika yetime asiesi ye hyen entini so far no me no ka say 24th January ye ne minister no
Oramo ahoma no ayeyi kakra na yogo so
minister and finance minister about that transport fare increment tax na ba be count dia sha say ye be sign this an nyina factor e de gu nkrata so we are presenting e de ama ministry no na fe ya hwe the way forward percentage a ye nso ye be hwe de atu ahyentuabo so na fe breko.
Okay, all right. I saw Samuel Ahomano edge to see my and I think the point is well made. Say omwaka say saban anyehwe wo ho de ne ba so mo so to fair mu a omo de we no nso ebeka ho na omo e de akire yeah so Ms. Amo just conclude na nsam na kana etwatwa sinti na wrap up mama now also mo be den about the first
the ayebe nyina ne say me di kan say ye di kan ekekan ho sanke ye to so enu ntini ye de na nke di 20% ba na aban ne to nsa frɛ transport ministry to nsa frɛ me ekosia 24th no ye kosia de ye kosia nyina ne say die nti a ye pese ye to sa fair no so by 20% no ye mfa ngu nkrata so ne fa the normal procedure ya ye ta afa so no sa bre ne kwa na emission die ne nyina meka ho nti aba ne say no the ampeninfo ye ne say ye de sa ne ma nyina begu nkrata so e de emission die no so aka ho na fe ya present ye krata de ama transport ministry no about percentage ye pese ye to so and a brekon so ye pese ye to so na fe ye ko round table negotiation na fe ye ba abonten e matemamfo hu increment sabre ye pese ye de ba
and this year no say mo de be fit 20 na kwasan because of the levy
eno de mintimi nchire mu sesia wo se me di kan say ye wo eku aya pa omo a se du e ba sa transport fare increment ya ye weku a omo nso kwa abonten no omo ye san hwehwemu nyina sa calculation nyina nti no anto so omo be ba abonten no ye ehunu a percentage a e be ka ho na say ye wi a ye be matemamfo nyina nso atimi atipi.
Okay, all right then. Thank you so much. Medase. Nti ono nso ne dia or the buy no. Well, member studio, I think we need to wrap up on this conversation. Honorable Minister, I'll just give you like 2 minutes. Now you wrap up.
1 minute to try there. Ewo minister. Did my dick and catch Gana force. Enye ni papamu na aban epese tax we embra. Ba e ka ye dia ye ntumi antua. E che se nka be bisa ho se covid levy a ye tua be sin den. Die nti na ye tua no. Nti se nka o shift no bom udi ma emission eye. Then we know that is an existing tax dada. But eka enadi we ni nyina edi buy. But say na NPP for nkasa eka no. NDC for the eka we say NDC for ye mpa dipa. Mo nkasa say mahunye etum. Aka kire mo brave Minister for Finance Kenu for reta etia konja so ebo e de o how beba. Musi maye nka NDC for ye mpa dipa. Ne de edu. Me de me mpe tax no mum. But nka ompiangu muso mo NPP for na mo hu abraba okrom ha obi adwuma sei unemployment ekosoro inflation was through debt ekosoro usa the tax egu hwan so udi unsanhye botoma minia nanake yesi economy ani obotomu faunsa tu botom so say na hwe say tax akenu forata ehwehwe firi ho no ewo obotomu ana ubenya biama no nti mo amu jejereje ye de ye hwemu. But Ghana for amubre no ombe kasa. Okay, all right, you made that say. Kwajo?
Yeah. The cost aka on this emission tax. And you know kwampo any what do you call it? There are other taxes.
VAT on electricity.
VAT on electricity. You see, when you say a bill was in there, may supporting someone and a big can and rather. But I think Senana B aka Ghana for kuma swasem.
Okay.
And actually buying. And it's about time you also a kind of creature here. Said him the kind this policy and your policy a fee Mampene Kufuado and the Diaco Parliament. We got approval 2015. Or NDC4 I implemented. Honorable Shamano Parliament. Or her say Edio Harbour Biromono or my implemented. Mijidi say Nanabi asema okano he meant good for Ghanaians. Na oko form na wutie Ghana for nsema omoka eni nkomo omuni idea. Menu ya menyini yeso obi oko form bia beka se yen koso ne implemented this kind of taxes here ye pese ye debay. Ti ye besere finance ministry. Ni asere Mampene Kufuado onfa ne nensi we nim so ono de ye ka wutie. Because this is not the first time a tax introduction be about Ghana for raising concerns at what you are saying. So okay, says I told you levy yes day bay. Ghana for raising concerns Mampene say more near ya mama mosem pa ye jai. Two buttons and some Mampene say ye free ho. So we GD said the year can Ghana for and some more come dia say no and yensu ye kano if the case is so chere and penny for implemented this kind of policies in Ghana say yes sir. Adabraka yemfa nto wansa na yenhwe se emre bidu na afei amanfo a esu no ye ho ahenhan ye nkakra ye nyina ebe welcome no na yagye saa taxi atum enti for now de ye best say afei na ye free e first say COVID-19 amani hunu odi ekọ mu ye Russia Ukraine war amani hunu odi ekọ mu no afei na ye recover from that kind of stress na beto man so no enti say de ye sere panifo we na omontwensan edumre papa mu na safei ye nyire hu za fei de baby aduro no ya ye stable kakra ye betim dia but because me I'm not against it but I'm against the timing no ebere no na enye enti that's what I will say on that
okay na bia ye lucky pa nkana na do na do some months ko betu no fra konja
the unima the propaganda say what to be that propaganda sa na me no ti afidie bi so ko kan say aye honorable and the appear kubi and what say na ye ti get of enter na do betu na dia say win primary
ye ndin komo ha de
wa ye lucky na dia say win primary
ye ndin komo
na bia ye lucky
na ye lucky
honorable
Nkobetunu one do afoko
say 15% VAT on electricity for TUC for say one chance they will declare they will go on demonstration on 13th
and America
say omoko demonstration actually strike that will be heavy on this government how the NTT
before Bebono. These are some of the things that yet were from.
Who say?
Yeah, no yet were from. Sabi ye coffee wabusia. And menya coffee micro atonsu for frame. Yaso ma se desia. And almost come how they tell me. Micro they also for afre. Almost come how. And they are speaking the same language.
Okay.
And can I win a mountain because what do they make a way dancing? You have the opportunity to sit on national television. OBS so kind of problem. And yes, sir, the Ghana for Kama Yati. Necro and could do approach ye. Obi go approach you another tokwa. And yes, sir, Mampany and the finance ministry say, Adobreo. A classima comes one ray. My
lucky.
My because this time around, no, your rear and your papa, my
Papa is my lucky.
Sir, 23rd January, you share her, and the two a month for him say, Sir, VAT now, a bind the Abbas, electricity consumers are off a bit young. Ye say ye nyintu and you know ye ma ban up to 31st say omontwen sign na so man twan san a ye beba na ye betu ye hofo awie ye ba ya ye betu ye hofo na yasem no say on the 13th of February ye nyina Ghana fo nyina ka bom na ya demonstrate ewo regional capitals ni nyina Ghana workers, formal, informal, public sector, private sector, in their camp. I think I could see Boga, foul, but be a 13th. Now, you better more details, no, actually, because committee no be my route, no, I didn't now. Maybe at tomorrow. SMR, so I buy M%, you better start demonstration now. Or mountain sign. So man letter now sign now the antibibia by Tuesday 13th of February and the BBNC on coin. Ghana phone now the BTS a mountain so na ya by say ye ntia se e ma we ye man ye say sa VAT no ye mpe nti o mountain sign ya de ye nteke na ye nteke efi 23rd ababesi ene yasoma kai say omontwen san enti na ma no so nti ye ko demonstration